Hey guys, in today's video, we're checking out an affordable wireless XLR system. This is the Alto Stealth 1, and it's just a simple plug and play transmitter and receiver for XLR. So you could use this for microphones, or you could use it for a PA system as well, which is primarily the way that I've actually been using this over the last couple of weeks. I've been using it as a wireless for both a microphone for our talkback mic, as well as using it for a PA system. So we go from our mixer to our PA speakers. So instead of having to do long cable runs, I've been using this for our PA system. So in this video, I'm going to go over the setup, the specs, how it works. There's not a whole lot to it. It's very, very basic. There are some really cool things that they decided to do with this that I really like. There is also a Pro model that's more for PA systems, and I will briefly compare, this kind of cheaper one to the Pro model as well. If this is something that you are interested in, purchase links will be down below in the description. Before we get started, this is a music tech channel, so I'll do gear reviews, programming, demos, tutorials. I also do gear giveaways on this channel, so if you're interested in seeing more videos like this in the future, don't forget to subscribe. And then if you found this content helpful, hitting the thumbs up button is a free way to support the channel. All right, let's go ahead and check this out. Okay, so these are the devices right here. Very tiny and very easy to use. There's not a whole lot to this. So you should be able to figure out that this one is the transmitter and this one is the receiver, but just in case if you do forget, it is written here on the side on which one is which. But very simple. They both actually operate the same way, so you can put batteries in here. So I'm actually going to put a battery into the receiver here. It runs off of AA batteries, and then once you're ready, you hold this button to turn it on. It'll blink, and then you set the channel. So same button, so push it again, and you can scroll through, and it goes from 0 to 9 and then A to F. So I'm just going to go ahead and just set this to 4 right now and just leave it there. The same exact controls on the transmitter. The thing that's cool about this though, and I really love this design about this, is that you have the option of both of them to power it continuously with USB power. So I could just put in another AA battery, or it does ship with 2 micro USB cables for doing this. I'm going to plug this into my power bank here, and you can see when I plug it in now it's plugged in here. There's no battery in here, but I hold the button, I still get power, and I get continuous power with it this way. So if you need to run it just all night, you have that option. And again, I'm going to push through the buttons, and I'm going to set it to channel 4 so that they're set to the same channel. And there you go. And the thing that's great about this is that you can see, so I set this to channel 0 or something like that, and you can see it's blinking now. Remember, this one is set to channel 4. So you can see it has not made a pairing. If I set this to channel 4, then you'll see that the light is solid blue, and it'll let you know that it is working. Really cool, and that is basically the design. So this is the transmitter, so you can either plug this into a microphone like this, and then this is the receiver, so you send this wherever you're trying to send the signal to, so usually into a mixer or something like that. And this thing is very thin. You can see it's like it's the width of like my index finger. So it makes it very easy to plug into a mixer, which is awesome. Some of the other ones I've reviewed, they're a lot bulkier, and you can't really plug them into a mixer without extending it. And actually, I'm glad I actually grabbed this mic because this is the Beta 87. It requires phantom power. This does not send phantom power, so it only is to be used with dynamic mics if you plan to use it with a microphone. So keep that in mind. If you do need one that does provide phantom power, I have reviewed that, but phantom power is quite a power hog, just FYI. But if you do need phantom power, I have a review about one that does that. So if you're using this wirelessly with the PA, this would go into, the out of your mixer out, and then this will go just into like the back of a PA speaker. And that is the way that I have been using it over the last couple of weeks. Okay, so as far as specs, just really quickly, so this does operate in the 500 megahertz region, specifically from 542 to 566 megahertz. So it's a good range. You get 100 feet line of sight. There are 16 different channels that you can choose from in here. Battery life is over 4 hours. It says 4 hours, but you do get over 4 hours. And it's powered with either one AA battery or USB bus power. Okay, like I said, that's pretty basic. It's a really easy setup. So as of time of shooting, it's listed at $100, which is a great deal for a wireless XLR system. Again, purchase links will be down below in the description. So, the setup is super easy. But how does it sound? So if you're new to my channel and you haven't seen one of my gear reviews before, I do not do A/B comparisons. I think it's a waste of time to sit there and really focus, oh, did I lose, 1 decibel in the 1 kilohertz range? To me, my tone philosophy has always been, does it sound good? If so, use it. I think our ears play too many tricks on us, and I don't think it's valuable to really sit down and A/B something. So instead, I'm just going to show you how this sounds in a mix. Obviously, I won't be able to do this with a PA system. So instead, I'm going to do it with a vocal mic. I am a D- singer on my best days, so I'm going to sing just a little bit. Don't judge the vocal quality, but just listen to the mic and how it sounds in a mix.
I don't mind you coming here and
wasting all my time. 'Cause when you're standing oh so near, I kinda lose my mind. So, that's a standard SM58. To me, it sounds completely fine, and no surprise, it's been completely usable all the times that I've used it, either as a PA or for a talkback mic. And by the way, if you are interested in how to set up a talkback mic, I did just release a video with 5 different ways to set up a talkback mic. So check that out if you are interested. But like I said, I've been using this for a talkback mic, and it's worked great. Side note, I really do like how thin it is, because then it fits right in our mixer. Most of the time with these wireless adapters, they're a lot wider and you can't fit them in. So you have to get like an XLR extender in order to extend it out from the mixer. This is so thin. I mean, you can, like I showed you before, it's like the size of my index finger, so it fits in without having to extend it, which is really nice. So like I mentioned, there is the Alto Stealth that is also the Pro model. This one is specifically for wireless PA speakers. So if you're not interested in wireless PA, you can go ahead and skip ahead to the next part. But the Pro model is definitely more expensive, but you get a ton more features with that. So with the Pro one, you also get true diversity, which means that it has 2 antennas and it has much more reliability. I'll post a description of what true diversity means. If you're interested, pause the video now and you can read more about that. Overall, it's just more reliable wireless. It has the ability to scan for the best channel, so it'll scan the environment and assign the frequencies accordingly. It has a wider RF tuning bandwidth, so the wider the RF tuning bandwidth, the more frequency options that you have. It's also got double the range of 200 feet as opposed to 100 feet with this one. Keep in mind that is line of sight, and this is just best practice with any wireless system, cheap or expensive, is going from antenna on the transmitter, antenna to the receiver. You want to have the best line of sight as possible. The more stuff that's in the way, the more likely it is that you'll get dropouts. So like I said, I've been using this for a couple of gigs and it's been working awesome. So it was awesome because we put our speaker kind of like past the door. So the stage is like over here, and then there's a door, and then that's where we put our PA over here. It's annoying to have to run a cable up and run over the door. So this was awesome to be able to have a wireless system go over to that speaker, and it worked awesome. So I try to review a lot of affordable gear for musicians on this channel. So don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. But just understand a few limitations about using cheaper wireless. If you are using wireless gear, I do recommend watching my video about 5 common mistakes when using wireless gear. So one of them is that people will use too much cheap wireless all at once. Again, watch my video to find out more about that. But when you use a lot of cheap wireless all at once, that's usually a way to increase the chances of getting dropouts. So just make sure you're not using a ton of cheap wireless all at once. So I would ask you, for this system, are you doing a mission critical gig? Is it really mission critical that your wireless works, whether it's for a microphone or a PA system? And I want you to actually think about it like mission critical versus inconvenient. If the wireless cuts out, is it the end of the world if you have to switch to a cable? Never fun to have to fix, gear malfunctioning during a show. I understand that. But what I mean by mission critical is like, are you going to get fired or get in a lot of trouble because your gear didn't work? So are you doing a bar gig or like, a high-end corporate event or a high-end wedding or something like that? I say this as someone who does both. I'll do some high-end corporate events and I'll do bar gigs. All the gigs that I used this at as a cheaper one were all bar gigs, and it worked awesome. However, a couple months ago, I can think of a gig that I did. It was a high-end corporate event, a private event for a company party, and we had my main speakers, and then we had to throw the signal to satellite speakers that were way over. It was a massive, massive room, and we had to wirelessly run the signal to speakers way on the other side. In that case, that would have been foolish of me to use a $100 wireless system. Instead, I used my high-end Sennheiser systems. I do have a video on that if you are interested in that as well. So for the bar gigs, I used these and they worked awesome. For that higher end gig, I'm not going to bring cheap wireless to those higher end gigs. Therefore, I use the higher end stuff. But overall, the system is awesome. I'm very glad that I have this in my arsenal. I'm going to continue to use this for wireless talkback mic. Everyone in my band has, higher end Shure stuff, so we don't really need it for a wireless microphone. However, I am going to use it for travel gigs. So my wife and I are fortunate enough that we get to go to a lot of cool places and travel and play music. It's not like anything big. Most of the time we're playing for like a happy hour type thing during like sunset and stuff like that. So for something like this, to be able to just throw this in my backpack for travel gigs, it's amazing. That's way better than bringing my entire, Shure wireless system. So this is going to be great for those. So for talkback mic, for travel, for my main microphone, and again, just for like wireless PA speakers, it's also been working great for that. I'm very glad that I have this system in my arsenal, and I'll continue to use it. So again, purchase links will be down below in the description. Using those links is a free way to support the channel and no extra cost to you, so I would appreciate it. I have been fortunate enough that I am now part of the Sweetwater affiliate program, so using those links is an even better way to support the channel now. I'm very stoked to be a part of the Sweetwater program. So I do have two other videos of these wireless XLR systems, so you can check both of those out and compare them to see which one is more appropriate for you. And let me know in the comments down below if you guys do want a dedicated video from me comparing all three of them. If I get enough people saying they want that, I will do that video. But that's basically it. Thank you guys again for watching. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button if you found this content helpful. So if you're in the market for some inexpensive guitar wireless systems, or some inexpensive in-ear monitor systems, I've also reviewed some of those. So check out some of those videos by clicking the links on your screen now. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to follow me on my social media pages at Scott Ewell Music on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you guys again for watching. Leave a comment down below about any other gear recommendations that you guys have, and I'll see you guys next time.